Yeah, there we go. That is Future and the one and only Nicki Minaj. You the baddest. It is Mocha in the morning, 20 minutes away from 11 a.m. And we do have some special guests in the building this morning. It's kind of weird because these are my friends, you know, and I feel like I'm interviewing them for a job or something. But yeah, look, we'll get through it. As I said earlier, we do have Ireland's answer to Oxide Neutrino in. I hope you guys don't mind me saying that. But look, there we go.
You're having a laugh.
No, I'm not having a laugh. I think that's a pretty fair way.
You have to justify that.
Because you guys are doing something that hasn't really been done before, music-wise and MC-wise. And I think Oxide Neutrino did that for the UK back in the early 2000s.
Okay, that's fair. Right. I'm not doing my hair though.
Mango, you need to bleach the old hair.
Get an Averex.
So what's going on, lads, as well? All good?
Yeah,
pretty good, bro. Thanks for having us in.
Anytime, my pleasure. Now, you know, I hate asking the generic questions, but I have to do it. Formerly of the Animators, you guys met.
Yeah.
Are you guys glad the Animators broke up the way they did and now you are where you are?
I don't know if I'm glad it broke up the way it did, but I'm glad that it ended because now I think we're on the path we should be.
That's what I mean. You found your own lane now.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Like,
if I was you guys, I'd be happy about that. To be honest.
big time. It's definitely giving us a different route, giving us a different path. God, you know, we're making music we love to make. You know what I mean? We were kind of trying to slip in a little bit of grime here and there with the Animators, but kind of doing the stuff we're doing now. Like, you know what I mean?
I like the Flow 1.0.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That was the what was the album? Drawn Together, legendary album that's not spoke about enough. So
Maybe
everything,
facts.
yeah,
Maybe facts.
Yeah, this is facts. But the video for that was insane as well.
Yeah, it was. It was certainly something different for what was happening in Ireland at the time. But I feel the same as Mango. I don't like the way that it broke up, but I'm glad that we don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's of its time, and it was kind of needed at that time as well. There was no group like the Animators at that time.
Representing.
Yeah, but we've now evolved to, you know, what we are now.
Yeah.
Which is a much more natural and comfortable space musically, because what happened with the Animators was, like, there was 5 influences in one space, all trying to, you know, be creative and express themselves. And me as a producer writing the music and the sonic palette for these guys to rap on, it was very much me kind of trying to embellish the group's attitude and mentality. So it was very much a classic boom bap golden era sound, and there wasn't room for an awful lot of experimentation outside of, you know, the couple of joints that we did almost exclusively with Mango, and to play a cool one and the Here We Go Again.
Well, I think the one with that you guys had with Hypnotic Brass Ensemble was pretty experimental, even visual-wise. What you guys created,
totally. Yeah, look, we were all expressing ourselves in a different way then. But where we're at now, with the Mango X MathMan situation, it's so much more natural. Like, our actual influences as artists ourselves are being laid to bear for everybody to see now.
And is it strictly grime now? Is that the route you guys are going, or is it?
We talked about this and we were like, we make a lot of grime music and it's very heavily influenced by grime. It's a lot of 140 stuff, but I think more it's not purely grime, because there's garage in there, and there's house and there's rap, and there's, like, you know, kind of even some kind of trap elements, but main kind of overall thing is
I noticed the trap elements on Buzzing that I've been playing on 2FM.
Yeah, man.
I like the whole
Buzzing.
you know what I'm talking about.
In. But it's more just rave music, man.
Yeah.
I think that's where we've kind of found ourselves, because for us to kind of go, oh, we're doing American rap or we're doing UK grime, we've kind of said, right, well, if we put these two things on Ireland, what does it sound like, and what do Irish people resonate with? And it's just mad bleeding grime.
Yeah, and is that a difficult process for you guys? Because it's like you're creating something new.
It's been a long time coming. Like, I have a long history in dance music, breakbeat music, and, you know, club culture.
Breakonomics.
That's right.
You used to host a radio show called Breakonomics.
Way back in the day.
Oh man, it was totally it was a radio show that I've never heard before. It was
there
class.
You go.
It was class.
But all of those kind of influences in terms of my, you know, my taste in music and my love for, you know, that style of music is now coming to fruition through the music that I'm making with and for Mango. All of those influences that are naturally there, music that I love to write and music that I love to perform as well. So, but it was a long time coming.
Absolutely.
Like, you know.
Yeah, when we started, it was like, okay, let's just make rap music again. And then, been about 2 years in the making of just kind of making these rap tunes. And
well, that's the thing with Ireland as well. You kind of have to sometimes sit back and look, and you're like, right, what is everybody else doing? Everybody was doing the same old kind of boom bap sound. So I was so happy when you guys came out and had this new sound.
New, And I mean, even when with the Animators, it was kind of that. I was kind of thinking, okay, everybody's kind of going for that gritty kind of primo beat kind of style. So with the Animators, it was like, let's go a bit more left field, like like Tribe and De La and stuff like that. Where I sat back and I was like, what's the point in doing something that everybody else is doing? Yeah. And it's the same way of like, what's the point in making the same kind of grime records you'd probably hear in the UK? It's like, you can't. You have to do something here, something natural. It took a long while, but eventually
it took a long time.
But
it's nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
Genuinely, and from where we started out with the original, batch of records that I give a Mango, and we'd written to, there's probably close to 25 demos on other songs that are more, I guess, Animators sounding. Yeah. But that, like 6 months later, that was starting to, okay, it's not this anymore. It's starting to move a little bit more electronic, a little bit more ravey. 6 months later, okay, well, I think we're in a comfortable spot here now. I think this is actually a natural place for us to be, in terms of sound and MCing. And now we are definitely in the healthiest spot we've ever been.
Absolutely. And I mean, speaking of being in a comfortable spot, like you guys this year, absolutely all summer, every festival, you've been shutting it down, like killing it. Like no one has ever really done.
Drop a bomb or something there, Mo.
I know. I have no bombs.
Where's the bombs at, Mo?
It's too early in the morning. But I've noticed you guys, right? This is just me looking at the situation, that you're kind of doing things in an old school way. Like, these days it's a lot of people, they get the hits on YouTube, they get the SoundCloud things, then they get pop, and then they do shows. You guys have completely switched that around and done the complete opposite and took on the festivals, the live shows, the whole nines. Knowing you guys, and especially you, MathMan, was that a strategic move, or was that just something that just you were like, you know what, let's just go with it and see what happens?
It was the latter, unfortunately.
Okay. I was hoping it was going to be strategic.
No, because you can't plan for that.
Yeah.
What happened was we got an opportunity, and we took the opportunity at one of the very first festivals. And that went so well that the bookings just started. And what happened was, we'd no music. Like, we finished 3 records the week before, or the week of the very first show for Forbidden Fruit this year, just to have enough to do a set, because we didn't have a set.
Did you panic after that? You were like, oh, we really need to step our game up? Or was it like...
We didn't panic. We had them. We had the records. It was just like, yo, we need to get these recorded. Like,
There's something going on here.
And we had a couple of, maybe 3-4 weeks before the next festival to get our stuff together properly. But yeah, that was by the arse of our pants the first time around with Forbidden Fruit,
Yeah.
So, because we said to ourselves at the beginning of the year, let's try and get the album finished for January-ish to give us enough lead-in time to get bookings for the run of festivals during the summer. And on second thoughts, we were like, why rush a project that needs the time, because we were pretty close to finishing at the time. And we got the opportunity to play Forbidden Fruit, and that went so well, and people responded so positively to it that all the bookings started to come.
Amazing. That was around the time, because I know you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are working on the Casual Work album.
Yes.
And then you just threw that aside.
No, it's just parked.
Oh, it's just parked off, is it?
Yeah, no, what happened was we were just like, right, Casual Work is going to be more of an album. You can't just fill it just full of rave music and stuff like that. So we were like, let's just drop a load of bleeding hype tunes. Some heavy stuff people can rave to, and that's how we got the EP rocking. Like, Casual Work is coming, and the records are still there, but just for live and stuff like that, and just kind of where we both were in writing terms, we were like, we really kind of were feeling these records right now. So we had a couple of them. We says, after the year we're after having, we can't, not.
Yeah, exactly.
Out, you know what I mean?
I remember, I'm just thinking, Badman hands down has to be the anthem of 2017.
Even though it was released in
2016,
for Paddy's
It just
Day.
keeps growing, man. Like, the thing doesn't have legs, the thing has wheels.
Was it this year or the year before that it was played before gigs came on stage at...
Oh no, it was it was last year, and it was before Skepta.
I was before Skepta.
Yeah, because shout out Louis Scully, because I was in work and I was like legging it down. I was doing it 8 to half 4, and I was seeing him on Facebook. I was in the stockroom seeing him on Facebook, and he was like, oh, I'm playing between people at the festival on main stage, and I was like, here, play Batman, here, wab straight in the email.
That was a perfect fit before Skepta.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just sitting there having a few things, just waiting for him to come on next one. Here, boom, 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 Batman. I was like, yeah, and the whole place was rocking. I was bleeding.
Big
and
record.
you know what the most satisfying thing for me was? It sounded incredible.
Yeah.
On a big system, it was just like, and people were just stopping, going, "What is this?" And then you just see him bouncing around the place, rapping everywhere.
I've heard the new stuff. We'll get into that a bit later on. New stuff off the Wheel Up EP. And I have to say, MathMan, you've definitely, not that your game was weak, but you've stepped it up bounds, man, on this new record. I heard it.
Thank you, Mo.
So heavy.
Thank you.
So people should definitely be afraid of that. But before we get into the Wheel Up EP, anybody else out there that you have your eye on, grime-wise, hip-hop-wise, that you think you'd either like to collaborate with or you think are causing problems at the moment?
Man, the scene is so healthy right now. Are we talking about artists or are we talking about producers?
Yeah, we can go with both.
Okay,
Yeah, who's making moves that you always have your eye on?
There's a young guy called Evans Jr. I think has an awful lot of potential. He put a record out. Yes, I put a video out for one of his records yesterday. But he dropped a little project maybe about 2-3 months ago. I thought it was very, very impressive. Guy sings, raps, plays like he plays the keys as well. Like he's a very talented young guy. Myself and Mango were talking recently about Sequence. That fella is a beast. Love what he does. Really, really, really cool. Who else are we looking at? I mean, like Jafaris has had a big year. It's been quite good. Rebel P is an absolute dawn.
Yeah, he is indeed. The guy can rap most rappers out the rappity rap game.
Man, but he's
the rapper's rapper.
He's
a
miracle.
Go, oh man, that's sick.
I know. I was I DJ'd for Ghostface. I'm not dropping names here. This is facts.
Yes.
And he I couldn't believe the breath control that he has. Like he just
crazy.
keeps going.
I know.
Like, when's he ever going to take a breath? Yeah.
No, bother to him.
20 blue a day,
Yeah,
maybe 40.
crazy, man. No, there's
He's
a
a
lot of
beast.
people out there, big time, like shout out Russ and Gano and stuff like that, and like in the last 2-3 years, just the level coming up is crazy, and I wouldn't want to start naming people because I'd actually forget people.
That's the problem.
And that's, you know what I mean? Like
That's
that's deadly because like a couple of years ago it was on one hand it was really rocking.
Yeah.
And now it's
Do you know
like,
who I wish would do more? Creo Ghost. I want to see him do more solo stuff.
Yeah.
Because what he did in the cypher that we did on 2FM was
on two.
insane. Oh, he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was about 3 that he was on.
Man was just turning up.
Yeah, he was just like,
let's go.
Studio,
Yeah.
man.
But
Craig Ghost is and look, there's another guy with talent on both sides of the fence. You know, in front of the mic and behind the mic writing beats. You know, an amazing talent.
yeah.
Man, the scene is just too hard. Danny Rhymes as well, man. Like that fella's a serious rap. Jambo. I mean, the list goes
Legendary.
on.
The jam all the way this morning, man. Yeah.
It's too healthy right now.
Yeah, speaking of it being healthy, I wanted to ask you guys about how do you feel about radio and labels supporting you guys? And because you guys are in the thick of it right now, and we've never really seen labels or radio really invest in urban music in Ireland, whereas the UK, it's been happening for donkey's years.
Yeah.
But right now, are you disheartened by that, or do you feel we'll just make our own lane?
Look, we're gonna make this stuff regardless, and whoever wants to support, we're with it. Do you know what I mean? As long as you know the deal's right and for everybody, you know what I mean. Like, to be honest, we make, and I'll say this, and I don't care, I'll back it up. We make great music, but great music is nothing without support.
Yeah.
And it's like we've seen with the shows and the interaction online and stuff like that. It's the people that are really pushing this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The radio support,
And people want it.
people want the radio support is
Absolutely.
crucial because
Yeah.
you know people aren't getting played on radio, but like my DMs are hopping every time like you know Badman's played on 2FM. You know, getting videos from lads in butcher shops all raving. Somebody texted me, said he was raving in the queue for the credit.
That's what
Like,
it's all
that's the
about.
most Irish thing I've ever
Let's
heard.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is changing then. It is
Well,
changing. in your
here's the
opinion.
difference now, though, and it's everything Mango just said is correct. But the difference now is Ireland is ready for it. Ireland wasn't ready for it a year ago. It certainly wasn't ready for it, 10 years ago.
It always seems to happen though, and you know yourself, Adam. It's like every couple of years someone comes along and it's like, right, this is it. Like I can drop some names like New Sense, Rob Kelly, more recently Reggie Snow. You know what I mean? But it just never really.
Kicked.
No. I don't know.
I genuinely believe the landscape, like Ireland as a country, wasn't ready for this. Although we do have a great love and appreciation for hip hop music, we just weren't willing to get behind our own yet. And I think now, because the quality of music has got so good in the last 6, 12, 18 months, it's forcing Irish people to go, actually, we don't have to look as far as the US or look at the UK for quality music that we can get behind. We've got some amazing talent right here in our own country that can kind of go, whoa, let me get behind that. Because he's saying what I live, and he's saying stuff that represents where I'm from and that I can relate to. So as much as we look to the UK or the US in a very kind of aspirational way, you know, that sounds really, really cool, or the music is banging, or whatever it is. Now, for the first time ever, we've got, in a legitimate way, artists making the quality of music that can stand shoulder to shoulder with anything internationally, but also, and more importantly, being themselves and being Irish, that is completely relatable to the Irish audience. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
The quality has grown, and people are seeing it and going, that's what I want to get behind.
Like it's taken years for that to happen.
Man.
And like, it's like people are seeing stuff happening now, but it's all been those little chips at the wall. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's people, like you mentioned before, who came before us, who knocked down doors in their way, because those doors weren't even open. So even just get even to just get into certain clubs, or even get into certain people's stereos, was a lot harder back then. And the attitudes were changing. Now we have this young generation a younger generation who are way more supportive of homegrown stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of like, come on, Ireland kind of vibe going.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
I mean? I love it.
No, it's great, because it was, and to be totally honest with you, like, I came up through the urban scene in Ireland. It was very toxic back in the day. Nobody was really supporting each other. It's only in the past 3 years I've noticed a big shift where people are getting behind everybody, you know.
Because where did it get them?
Exactly. That's
what I mean?
that's one of the key major keys, as DJ Khaled would say. Nobody was.
It is though. It is.
Nobody
You've got
was
to move
messing with each
forward
other.
as a unit. You know, individually, it's just not going to happen. But I keep telling people, Mango touched on it there, and so did you, Mo. With every year that goes by, there's another little chip at the wall taken away.
Absolutely.
People, urban music, and I use urban because it's not just rap being made in this country anymore. You know, it's trap, it's grime, it's neo soul, it's R&B. There's a lot of stuff happening. But with every little chip at the wall, we're making history. Because the scene is so small here in Ireland that with every little bit of ground made by anyone, individually or as a collective, that's a piece of history. You are literally writing the history books for urban music in Ireland with every move that is made.
Listen, fist bumps all around. We definitely made history in 2017. The Story of Hip Hop at EP. I just want to say we made history.
Absolutely. And see, with the Story of Hip Hop, look, that meant so many different things on so many levels, socially, culturally,
absolutely,
even entertainment-wise. But what it did prove is that Ireland does have a love for urban music, and Ireland does have a love and a history with urban music, because you don't have 14,000 people in a tent at an electric picnic.
That holds 9,000, and I was told there was 17,000 people there. It was jammed out the gates. So
there was 250,000 people at that show. And then you've got 4 of Ireland's best talent holding it down front of stage, and every single person in that crowd fully connected and loving every moment of it, you know. So that's their pieces of history. But even smaller things, like from back in the day, you know, who was the first? Or like, I remember seeing Lunatic when I get off the 51 from Clondalkin, and I go into Central Bank. Lunatic could be there with a boombox and an LCD plugged into it, you know, rapping his ass off in front of 8 people. Then I go around the corner and see Homemade Bombs in Tower Records. Like, who had the mindset and the ambition to take Homemade Bombs on a CD, get a barcode and put it into Tower Records? Rob Kelly going and battling Rhymefest, and Rob Kelly going to the US on the TV show. You know, all of these little things slowly built the scene from that into where it can potentially go. We're making history with every little move.
Every little move. And speaking of moves, you've got the Wheel Up EP launching.
Yes.
Speaking of what we just touched on, sound-wise and the scene progressing, are you happy with this project?
Oh well, nothing leaves nothing leaves the house, nothing leaves the studio unless it's a million %. Yeah, like Mango knows there's no retakes when the project is out, and there's certainly no retakes of me writing or finessing a beat sonically when that thing is out. So when it's out, you better believe that's the best it can possibly be.
So it's gonna be a big problem. Well, I've heard it. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's definitely some of the best stuff I've heard in a long time.
Thank you, Mo.
You know what, Mango? I'm just gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Big record, buzzing.
Yeah,
You're taking shots at someone. Who are you taking shots at?
Taking shots anyone who wants it, Mo.
Yeah, come on, there's somebody.
No,
there's
man,
somebody.
now there's multiple people on that. If you think it's one, it's not. Here's the thing: if I call you out for being a gobshite, or I say that somebody's acting like a gobshite, well then, and you take offense to it, well, maybe you're acting like a gobshite.
This is like an old school Jay-Z move or something that you're trying to pull here. I know who you're talking about, though. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, we're not going to waste a breath in that, are we?
It's about me, it's about the wheel, it's about positive vibes, man.
And how are you feeling about the record buzzing? Is it what's your favourite off the project?
I love buzzing. I really do. I like North South with
Very angry on it.
With buzzing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very pissed off.
I was just looking at a lot of stuff and I was just like, what's going on here? And I was just like, you know what? I got a voice, I got a microphone, might as well use it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Got to Have It because, you know, there's a tune I Got to Have It. It's probably the raviest kind of tune that we have.
Probably the raviest tune ever to come out of this country.
Right up now at 6 o'clock. But there's lyrics in there about, you know, going and getting stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just kind of like drinks and girls and things, you know. It's about like, all right, you want to be down, got it, you know, go get it. It's about, and that's why it's called Got to Have It. It's like, if you want this life, good up off your ass and go get it. But you can absolutely, you know, rave your whole after it. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fine balance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Sam, the joint with Sam Danny though, the North South, that's the hardest record on
Coffin
the album.
Bells.
Literally.
Look, you guys did not have to give that guy. He's relatively unknown. You didn't have to give him a look at all. What was it about Sam that was important about getting him on that record?
We seen him at the we did a gig in Bernard Shaw. Now I knew him from that tune that he did, Paro.
Yeah,
I just thought
absolutely.
that was just deadly. And I'd never met the young fella before, but he came down to the Bernard Shaw gig we did a month or two back, and he was like, hey, we just got chatting to him, and he, you know, there was a DJ on before playing grime and instrumentals, and he goes, do you mind if I get a rap? And we're like, yeah, do your thing. And I was listening, I was like, he's bleeding deadly.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he was rapping and stuff like that, shouting, and I was just like, like the style of rap that he was doing.
The thing I like about him is he's anti-fugazi. He doesn't mess with people who are fakes, putting on fake accents. And he's one of the first black MCs to come out of Dublin that's repping Dublin to the fullest.
Yeah.
With zero fugaziness behind him, you know what I mean? So
he's just
Oh, you can see
dead
you see in
rapper.
his character. You know, you can tell a lot from when you meet somebody the first time, maybe the second time.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a good judge of character. Sam is certainly somebody that I could get behind and go, yeah,
He's
this fella's
legit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Totally.
So he's on the record and it's called
North South.
North South.
Yeah. So it's like the chorus is about bringing the city together. And the chorus is about, in a sense, North Dub, South Dub, remember they used to doubt us. It was almost, Mango's almost saying, oh, you think we weren't good enough, you know, you think people in Dublin can't do this. Oh, well now.
It's all,
now take a look.
It's also about being like, you can be from anywhere.
Yeah.
And like this, it doesn't matter. You can be from Fatima Mansions to Fox Rock, man. If you like hip hop, you like hip hop. You're more than welcome to any show that we do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bring the city together, man.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what it's about.
I wanted to ask you, MathMan. It seems to me, I think we've kind of touched on this already, but do you feel pressure? Do you feel like you're creating a new sound for the city with what you and Mango are doing?
I don't feel any pressure. Definitely.
I would definitely feel the pressure.
No, I know, not even like,
Man's
not even like,
frosty.
not even
I think
flossing.
he's spoofing now, this fella. You know?
No pressure. It's just creativity. My ambitions might be different to somebody else's, because I know singularly as an artist and as a creative person, legacy is the most important thing. And with urban music sounding very homogenized now, what is the next thing? What is the sound? What will help define Dublin or Ireland in this genre of music?
Do you think it's grime?
I don't know what it is, because I think we're only evolving to it. I think we're only getting to that space, and it's probably 5-10 years away. But if I can play a part in manipulating the course of that history sonically, then I'm gonna try and do it. I'm not trying to put out a trap record or a hip hop record that sounds like every other beat on every other artist that's out right now. Not only in Ireland, but anywhere in the world. Like, how do we differentiate ourselves from any other artist? And we've got two ways to do that. We've got our voice, which is our unique selling point as artists in Ireland. And then we've got the sound palette in which we work off. Yeah. And that's my responsibility. Yeah. So if I can try and push that and test that and move it in a different direction, taking all these influences that I have from rave music and from breakbeat and from, you know, The Prodigy and, you know, whoever it might be, and putting them in a pot and mixing it up in my own way and then putting that out, then that's what I'm going to do.
That's essential. You've just hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what you're doing. Taking influences from all that old school stuff.
Yeah, man, that's my heritage.
That not a lot of producers do anyway, because they fall into this kind of trap where they're like, right, I'm just gonna stick with this one sound and that's it. That's what I find.
Absolutely. Look, and some guys are great at, you know, doing one thing. I never want to be known for doing one thing exclusively. You can't eat the same food every day. You've got to be able to see the best in a particular artist and bring that out of them. And you got to adapt to what they are and then embellish the whole thing. The great thing with Mango is we're practically the same person. All of my musical influences are shared by him. And I'll hit him with something, he'd be like, that sounds like, and let's go do it. You know, like there's not even a conversation about the music anymore. You know, it's almost like, here's what it is, and he just understands it. And he will take that record and the attitude of that record or the story of that record and put his words to it, and then we have, you know, parts of what you hear on the EP.
L for L Williams over here.
Telling you, like.
But what he's saying is so. That's what he's saying though is so true.
There's no harder worker.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about what Pharrell did, look at every artist that he's worked with. Like take Nori for example, Super Tug. Yeah. Like he brought the absolute beast out in Noriega.
To be honest, for a lot of the best hip hop and R&B joints in the 2000s, he had a hand on it.
Nearly,
and like of those artists' careers, like, you know, from Britney to Justin, like he made Justin Timberlake. Like,
cool.
Mad cool. Yeah. Man was out here with a coca noodle haircut.
There you go.
Singing Boy Boy.
Man was in the double denim with the cowboy hat and all. Like, how do you come back from that?
He gave everybody.
Like I Love You. That's how you come back from that, man.
He gave everybody his biggest hits, kind of like what MathMan is doing with Mango right now. But
Mo, that is crazy talk. Don't listen.
Well, listen, people will look back on this. It's like the history books, and they'll be like, "Yep, Mo was right."
Yeah, we'll see, man. I hope you're right.
So talk to me about the Wheel Up EP. The launch is happening on the 7th of December in
Complex
and Capel
Little Green Street.
Okay, Little Green Street. Yeah.
So
what's the crack with that?
So it's 7 bells. Stall it down. Few gargles, bit of merch.
Free in.
Absolutely. The charges.
I bought a t-shirt, by the way. It charged me 20 quid. I thought that was bad form. I thought I should have got it for free.
You get paid for what you do. I get paid for what I do, bro.
I was like, yeah, give me a t-shirt. And they're like, yeah, 20 quid. And I was like, what? You two were on stage. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, man. I got the team, man.
So you're going to have more merch at this one as well, yeah?
Yeah, we'll do it because, like, the rapid tees, like, they're gangbusters at the moment. I got a few more left, and I'd say we'll do a little bit more for the EP launch just for anybody.
But this will be limited.
This is it.
Done. Yeah.
After this, if you want a rapid tea, come to the launch. After that, I don't care. Yeah. You're not getting one.
Did you say there was free gargle at it? Free beer?
Yeah.
Free? Who's it sponsored by?
Can't tell you.
For God's sake.
Nah, man. Come on.
It's not 5 lamps, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Might be.
I was like,
Dutch Gold. It's Dutch Gold. It's Dutch Gold.
It's a Dutch Gold, yeah, nice one.
We haven't announced it yet, so.
Who else is on the bill for the night?
We got Rebel P.
We've got all of our mates and all of our favourites.
Yeah, man. Rebel P's on sports duties, and we've got Ed Fay and John Boy, aka Bobo Funk, playing DJing throughout the night. So yeah, come down, just be a deadly rave. I don't know how cold that place is, but it'll definitely be tops off.
No, it'll definitely be tops off because the place has underfloor heating. Don't know.
See me?
So
yes, middle of winter. I'm not leaving this out in some warehouse.
This is a converted.
This is all strategic. People listening right now. I'm telling you, these want everybody with the tops off, ladies included. I know exactly what these
tops off is gender neutral. Tops off is gender neutral. You do what you want, man. No, it's gonna be good. We're getting fam. We're getting friends down. Do you know what I mean? So, and like my ma hasn't seen me live yet.
Really?
No. Since the Animators.
That's gonna be crazy.
So the last time she seen me, I was with like the Animators doing Hypnotic Brass Ensemble, and now me lad Miel when I'm coming down, and I just can't wait to see it looking at me.
I can't wait to see Podge with his top off.
Tops off.
Swinging it.
It's going to be a big show.
It's going to be a celebration mode. It's going to be a celebration of a fantastic year for us. Some great music with great people, and hopefully surrounded by, you know, people that enjoy it and our friends too. So if you're out and you enjoy what we do, or at least you want to see what we do, come down and check it out.
Yeah, make
Plenty
sure you
of
get
notice
down.
now to book work off on the Friday as well.
That's right.
Absolutely, I'm going to do the same. What's it, sponsored by Dutch Gold, underfloor heating, tracksuits and trainers only.
Oh,
Tracksuit Mafia.
Nice one. Can't
Yeah.
wait for that. Lads, absolute pleasure having you in. Now, do
Thanks,
you want to
man.
leave with the people before we wrap it up?
Well, if you're down at Other Voices this weekend, come check us out. We've got 2 shows on the Saturday.
That's down in Cork, is it?
Dingle.
Dingle, okay.
Kerry, and then we've got we're supporting the Rusangano family in Cypress Avenue in Cork on the 9th. So, and then also supporting Mike Skinner.
Who?
Ooh. Is that your man from the streets?
God damn.
Oh, yeah, I think I know him. I know him.
Yeah.
No, aren't you guys supporting 6-7 as well?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the new year.
That's it.
year.
Oh,
In
it
the
was
new year.
cancelled. All right,
Yeah,
my bad.
So the Mike Skinner show 28th of December in Hangar.
That's going to be
And that's going to be more.
That's going to be a big way to end 2017, lads.
Absolutely.
Fair
Happy
play.
Christmas clothes on and all, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Lads, Mango MathMan, keep doing what you're doing, and all the best in the future.
Thank you, Mo. Appreciate it, man.